Hey guys, welcome back to another video of mine. Today we're going to be talking about solo travel. This video was meant to be filmed in November 2018, so after my Amsterdam trip. My first solo trip basically. However, I kind of put it off because obviously I only had one solo travel experience and I wanted to kind of build that portfolio, I guess, until I experienced enough in that field to speak about it. A year later, I went backpacking through Europe. So yeah, with a month and a week's worth of solo travel, I feel like I'm in a good place now to give you advice on this because I'm experienced enough. So what we're going to do to start off with, we're going to go in and we're going to talk about why solo travel. My journey with solo travel, my experience with solo travel came from my anxiety. Anxiety and my depression kind of locked me in this box of reliance on other people. To tackle these anxieties and these depressive tendencies I had of latching onto people and expecting people to be there and kind of like babysit me, I guess, I tried new things to kind of push my comfort zone, make me anxious, me go out in public and do things that I wouldn't normally do. And traveling is something that I've always loved doing since I was a kid. I wanted to combine the two. I wanted to try and do something new but also see the world. So my love of traveling, my love of solo traveling and just doing stuff was birthed because of my experience with mental health, which is a really odd circumstance to have come about from, but I'm very grateful because my experiences with mental health have allowed me to find my passion, I guess, in life. But why solo travel? Why do I recommend you solo travel? For me, it was very much cutting of a balloon string. The album Free Spirit by Khalid summarizes this feeling beautifully. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's a beautiful album. So for me, solo traveling was a way to gain independence, to do things on my own, to push my boundaries, to tackle my mental health issues. Actually doing solo travel has taught me a lot about myself, and I love it because you pluck yourself out from normal life and transport yourself, and then no one knows you there. It feels like a soft reset. For example, like university or going into a new job. So I found that really beneficial because back at home I had so much luggage on me, on my name, that I wanted to just get away, cut these chains, like take these chains off and just go. I fell in love with that feeling. A lot of people fall in love with that feeling of just getting away, starting again, even if it's for a month or so, even if it's for a week, even if it's for a couple of days. It's that feeling of renewed personality, I guess, and just being authentically yourself, trying these new things that you'd always wanted to do but always felt uncomfortable doing because of expectations and things like that at home. And for me that was a really big thing. There was a lot of things I couldn't do, like video creation was something that I was a bit iffy about because people were like, what is he doing, like why is he doing that? Certain family members were a bit confused. I found that vlogging was super easy. I felt so comfortable vlogging when I was away. I just came into my own sense of self, and it sounds cliche and it sounds hippie, but it genuinely makes you feel so calm. And you know, when everyone says we're going away to find ourselves, to find who I really am, it genuinely is. And that is very hippie, and I'm very sorry because I'm cringing inside. You are spending so much time on your own when you're solo traveling. You kind of have to become best friends with yourself because obviously there's no one around you other than people you meet, which we'll come on to. But at the beginning it's just you, and most of the time it will be just you. So you need to really love spending time with yourself. And I found that as much as I pick myself apart and ridicule myself and hurt myself, I found that I'm probably the best person I love hanging around with because I know myself. I can just do whatever I want. And then take that with traveling, starting again and being this person you have always wanted to be. It's just so refreshing. It is life-changing because you learn so many skills and you learn so much about yourself that you didn't have access to before. And I just think it's super important. Even if you don't solo travel a lot, I think it's so important to do things like solo dining, solo cinema trips, solo days out and things like that, because you really get to know yourself. You really get to know what you like, what you don't like, your bad tendencies, your good tendencies. I became very self-reliant and confident and independent, versatile and flexible and smart.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same.
So yeah, that is my little spiel about solo travel, but I'm going to move on to advice that I have for solo travel. First advice would be to pack light. Obviously, because you're going alone, you don't really need that much stuff. It's easier for you to carry, easier for you to get around, less stuff you have to manage, less stuff you have to keep your eyes on. Second of all, you've got hostels and solo friendly accommodation. So when you're going to a new city or new place, always look at hostels first, because if you're a solo traveler, they're really good places for meeting people, and you can search in Hostel World, the top Reddit hostels, and then you can read the reviews to see if they're good for solo travelers, if they're friendly for solo travelers. But if you really want to get a hotel, there is an option on booking.com. When you put in for one person, it does automatically come up with best rated hotels for solo travelers, so it does automatically do that. This one is probably a tip you can use for traveling in general, but for solo travelers I recommend Google Maps. I recommend for everyone anyway. So basically, if you download Google Maps, you can download the maps offline, and then on the map you can go through and favorite and like all the places you want to visit. So then you've kind of got your itinerary sorted. You just look at what's near you and then you can just check them off. So it's a good thing to use as a solo traveler because you've kind of got your itinerary sorted. Bouncing off that, confidence. Confidence is key when you're a solo traveler. Act like you know the place. Don't walk around dazed. Don't be looking at your phone, walking around. If you're stuck, if you're confused, if you're lost, ask someone. Or a good tip is to, if you're using Google Maps, go to the side, figure your route out, and then continue, because it will draw attention to you. If you're flustered and looking at your map, as if you're walking or like trying to walk fast or whatever, it will draw more attention to you. But if you do that, you can figure it out and then be a bit more composed. But also, in regards to that is also a key point in terms of keeping your valuables out. Try not to do that, especially if you're a solo traveler, because it attracts unwanted attention. So if you're flustered, if you're lost, go to the side, stop in somewhere, check your phone, check where you need to go, figure it out, put your phone away, and then continue, because then that is you hiding your valuables, and then that is you also looking a bit composed and like you know the place. So there's 2 in 1 for you there. So off that, limit expensive gear and expensive technology that you take. Cameras and things are probably things you need, but things like expensive pieces of jewelry, expensive watches and all of that stuff, just leave them at home, because it's just less objects you need to keep your eye on. But also, you don't have that target on your back, I guess, for potential thieves and things. You kind of just have to be careful and use your common sense. Basically, don't be flashy, don't have everything out, just keep everything locked away, keep everything hidden. Keeping people updated. This is a problem for me because I always forget to, but keep your parents informed. If you have an itinerary, send your itinerary to like your parent and a friend or two. If you have an itinerary, maybe just text your mum or text your dad or friends, just telling them where you're going, what time you're going, like what you're up to. Not like word for word, don't tell them everything exactly. At 9:01 I'm gonna do this. Not gonna, you know what I mean, like just the generic, like I'm gonna go here for breakfast, so if I die, you know where I am. You know that's drastic, but just keep people informed and in the loop so they know where you are and you know they know you're safe. A phone and a portable charger. There's not much else I can say about that, but just have your phone fully charged and have a portable charger in case your phone does run out. They're just essential items. Solo dining is honestly the best things out of traveling, solo traveling, because it's so much fun. I love going to a city in an evening with a glass of wine, sitting at a restaurant on my own and just eating. Like, I petrified at the thought of solo traveling, don't get me wrong. When I went to Amsterdam, I was terrified. It is honestly one of the nicest experiences I've had. No one cares that you're on your own. It beats being in a group because you can get a table faster if there's just one of you. I found that there's quicker service if it's just you. I don't know how to describe the feeling. It's just very like calming. You're on your own, you kind of just have your own thoughts and think about your day, think about other things you want to do, and all of that you can plan, you can read, you can watch a video, and it's just very much like fun, I guess. It's really, I enjoy it, I love it. People are scared of solo traveling because of dining out on your own, but no one cares. Just a safety tip, stay in open places and like public spaces which are well lit at night if you're on your own. Stay away from dark alleyways. It's just common sense. Don't go to dark alleyways. If you're scared, take the light route, take a big open route so people are there, people are around. After that, we have trust your gut. Honestly, your gut feeling is so overlooked at home because you're safe at home. You know the city you're in, you know what things are like, so you get comfortable. People often overlook their gut feeling. I know I do all the time, because I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, I know this restaurant, like I've been here before, yada yada yada. But sometimes you do need to listen to your gut, and that is especially important when you're traveling on your own or traveling in general. Most likely something bad won't happen, but if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel uneasy, do not do it. Don't get drunk or like absolutely sloshed with people you've just met or people you don't really know. Obviously it's not great for them to have to look after you, but also if you don't know them that well, it's probably not the wisest thing to be doing. Again, it's just common sense. I bang on about this in every single video. My bum bag, I absolutely adore bum bags. It's essential for travelers, full stop. It's essential for solo travelers, full stop. You've got all your valuables in one place, and having it slung in front of you, you've got direct access, you can see it, you can watch it. It's good for solo travelers because you don't have to lug around a backpack and things like that, because a backpack you can't really see if anyone's behind you. Bum bags. Pick solo friendly destinations. I'm pretty sure most places are solo travel friendly. I'm gonna do a video on that soon. Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Australia, Philippines, Bali. But yeah, most places are solo travel friendly, but there are places that are better for solo travelers, like Amsterdam, and in Southeast Asia you've got Thailand, Vietnam. All of those, they're really good for solo travelers because you meet people along the way. So pick a good solo traveler destination for your first time, because chances are you'll have a better time than if you go for somewhere that isn't well known for solo travelers. Fit in. Do not look like a tourist. So when you go for dinner or something, don't lay out all your valuables, your map, your compass, your phone charger, your camera, your passport. Just be sensible. It's common sense again. Blend in as much as possible, especially if you're a solo traveler, because you'll attract less attention, less unwanted attention. Do things you wouldn't normally do. Of course, I said at the beginning, this feels like the string has been cut off a balloon and you're just floating. You are this new person, no one knows you, so do all the things you wanted to do before. Eat that octopus if you want to eat that octopus. Skydive if you want to skydive. Bungee jump out of a plane. You know, do random stuff like that, because if you wouldn't do it at home and you've always wanted to, this is the perfect time to do it, because you have no one stopping you, because it's just you. You can only stop yourself, and if you want to do it, jump out of that plane. And then finally, before you go on a big solo travel trip, if you're not feeling comfortable, try and do baby steps at home, which I touched upon earlier. Try and go to cinemas on your own, shopping centres, restaurants, and all of those, and test the water out. Kind of gives you like different experiences which all kind of come together when you solo travel. So it's a good like building block system, a good way of kind of getting familiar with solo travelling on a little scale. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. My Instagram and my other social media are linked down below. My next travel video will be next Monday. It's something to do with solo travel, I believe. Not entirely sure yet, but that will be next Monday. I shall see you on Thursday. Remember, Mondays and Thursdays is my schedule. Till then, take care, stay safe, and I shall see you very soon. Bye.